Isabela Merced.
There's like two people in the room clapping.
So you know what? I'm not mad at the fact that you changed your name because, you know, you're now an artist. Everybody knows you. Everybody's like, Dora the Explorer's coming. I'm like, Dora the Explorer's coming. Does that annoy you? Or you like, do you embrace that?
No, I embrace it.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I think people think that it annoys me when they bring it up, so it makes it less annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. It's honestly, like, the response that I've been getting is really nice. Like, a lot of cute little kids are really friendly and they give me hugs, and so.
Yeah, so you changed your name though, and that's, I would call it the stage name, right? The stage name.
Yeah, it's not legal change.
That happens to be my ex-husband's last name. So now every time I think about you, I'm thinking about my ex-husband.
Wait, Merced?
Yes.
Oh my God, you stop it!
Yes, for real, girl. Yes.
Crazy.
So what made you? How did you come up with that name? Because it's not like your real last name, right?
No, so.
And that's and my ex-husband's Puerto Rican, so there's a lot of Puerto Ricans with that name, and you're Peruvian.
Oh, I didn't know there were a lot of Puerto Ricans with that name. I just know that that was my grandma's middle name.
Ah.
So, and my middle name is her first name. And I never met her, but I feel this like very strong attachment to her. And it's weird, like she's just like watching out for me. There's some weird similarities because we look just like gemelas. We look so similar. And she's pretty much the reason that my mom is here and that I'm here, you know, because she was the one who wanted my mom to come to the States and like become a citizen.
She pushed for you guys to do this.
Well, I never met her.
Yeah,
she died before I was born, but you know, if it wasn't for her, you know, we wouldn't be here. So
there is a connection when it comes down to grandparents, and sometimes even though they weren't here very long, like you feel them, you know what I mean? And sometimes when you're about to do something you shouldn't do, you think about, oh, what would abuelita think? What would abuelita think? You know, right?
Yeah. She was a boss, like literally. She was, you know, married like 3 times, and she had a business of her own. She was a multi-millionaire.
What?
And like that's very rare for women,
especially back in the days.
Yeah, exactly. It was just insane. She was iconic, and she was apparently a singer too. And like no one in my family really sings, so that would explain why I'm a singer. You know?
Now a lot of people know you from, TV, from Transformers to Dora the Explorer, Sicario, and now you're doing your thing singing. How do you feel with that transition? Do you feel like it's all a part of entertainment, or is singing something you've always wanted to do?
No, I can see, that's kind of what I was like hoping people wouldn't do, is like think that just because everyone's singing now that I just started singing. Like, it's been going on for so long now. I've been writing songs and singing. I've been writing songs for 2 years now. I had always like written little snippets of things that I like and things that I'll like play for people sometimes, but I didn't actually write full songs up until 2 years ago, because that's what I wanted to do as an artist when I signed with Republic. And so actually my start in general to this whole industry was through musical theater.
So it all does go together, because with musical theater, you sing, you dance,
and
you act. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel you on that, because I used to want to be a singer back in the days, but I fell into radio, and like I love radio, but it's like all part of being creative. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't get that. They just see you, oh, you sing, oh, you dance, oh, you do this, and they put you like in a little box, and they don't realize that if you're creative, you can express yourself in different ways.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can't draw. I can't color.
I'm the worst at that too. Oh my gosh, right? My handwriting is horrible too.
My handwriting is
I don't even
so
write anymore.
bad.
It's embarrassing. Look at these notes. It's like a second grader wrote these notes here. It's horrible.
We should have like a handwriting contest to see who's the worst.
We should. So tell me about what kind of music you do want to do, and tell me about your music. How would you describe yourself within your music?
Well, it depends, because I see myself as a seasons kind of girl, you know? So when I come out with my first project, it'll mean like something kind of maybe even completely different from my second project. I like to be unpredictable. I don't like to be put in a box. That's like my biggest fear, is to be typecast and, you know, whatever. So this first project, I think, it's definitely multicultural. Everything I do will probably be multicultural, bilingual, because that's who I am.
That's how we speak. That's who we are. Exactly.
Exactly.
There's nothing like being yourself.
Exactly. And it was hard for me at the beginning, because there were people who would straight up tell me, no, you have to sing in either English or Spanish. It's not possible. You have to do an album either completely in English and then do another one in Spanish. I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, and then all of a sudden that whole wave came with Despacito, with Cardi B.
And you're like, hello, I told you, look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not listening to any old people.
You're right, exactly.
I never really did. I just like kind of was hesitant because they told me that. I was like, damn, like, am I wrong? I don't know. You start to question yourself when enough people tell you the same thing. But yeah, no, never do that. So I'm committing to this whole bilingual thing.
And when you say bilingual, what do you mean by that? Meaning like one song in Spanish, one in English, or you might say some lyrics in English and Spanish?
Some lyrics in English and Spanish. We wrote them like that in the studio, and that's hopefully how they're gonna say. You know, like unless I don't like a certain part of the song,
Gotcha.
and like the way that you hear them is the way that they were. For Papi, for example, the song you hear Spanish parts in there. There's not too much Spanish in it. There's like a second verse.
But it's still a Spanish you feel with the vibe. But then you do sing in English, so it's just the vibe. The vibe represents you.
Yeah, exactly. You get the vibe. It's not really forced because that's how I was raised. I'm the daughter of an immigrant, but I'm also was born in the States. Like, people try to discredit me saying, like,
don't you hate that? It's like, oh, you're not Peruvian enough, or like, I'm Mexican, Puerto Rican. They're like, oh, you're not Mexican enough because you're only half. You're not Puerto Rican enough, but I'm not white. Like, hello, can I just be myself?
Yeah.
Sometimes my Spanish words might be a little crooked, but you know what I know, what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's like sometimes you're torn between who you are culturally. It's like you have to fight for it.
It's a little identity crisis.
Exactly.
So when you do write your music, do you talk about like your experiences, or do you just talk about things you see, or do you collaborate with people? What's that process like?
100% things that I've gone through and things that I'm currently going through, and so there's some tea there. For example, Papi was written about somebody I worked with who was really like machismo, and he was like very chauvinistic, and he was very just obsessed with the idea that I was Latina. And you know, in Hollywood there's not many, so I think that in his mind he thought he was like smooth or something, because he would like learn these phrases in Spanish and stuff that were really offensive, like really bad.
But he thought he was being
like
cute.
Worse than some Bad Bunny lyrics. Like, and those get graphic, you know. But and I was like, you can't say that to people. And then one time, you know, but you have to be professional.
Yeah.
One time I called his name and he was like, no, don't call me that, call me Papi. And he like winked and he thought he was being funny, and I actually
oh my gosh, I'm already seeing that in my head right now.
From head to toe. I hated it, but the worst part was no one else saw it because no one else was going through it.
Yeah.
So like, it's easy for anybody else to be like, that didn't happen. Racism doesn't exist. You know, like it's so easy for everybody else to say when they never even experienced it. Like, it's so funny. And so I wrote this song as like kind of an FU to him. And other men like him that I've worked with so many times.
Very true.
And I've been in this industry. I have just turned 18, and I've been dealing with this stuff for forever.
And the crazy part about it, like you said, people think it's a thing of the past. And yes, of course, culturally and worldwide, and especially in the United States, we have grown in different areas, but there's still a lot growing to do. A lot.
Nah, man. This Earth has been around for billions of years.
Yeah.
This shit just ended not even a century ago.
Yeah.
And it's not even over with.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel yourself like, I mean, even though it's a cute song and you like the rhythm, now hearing the backstory of it, it's like, wow. Do you ever feel yourself writing songs about serious issues?
You know what? The majority of the time, I write songs that are really fun and uplifting because I'm dealing with serious issues. So this EP is actually very uplifting, and the times when it comes for me to get real is usually when I'm done with the things that I've already gone through. You know, like that's when I can look back at it with a clear mind. But if I'm in it, it's real depressing. Like, so I just want to write stuff that makes me happy and
it makes you feel good.
Yeah, exactly. So with this song Papi, like I say shit like, read my lips, bite them later. You know, like it's just like I make it like fun and I make it like a twist to it. But underneath it all, there is a darker, deeper message on what I deal with on a daily basis, which is people's ideas of who I am. And who I'm meant to be.
When you're just trying to be you.
Just trying to be me, yeah.
So read an interview and you were talking about back in the days and sneaking out, and I was like, I gotta talk to her about this. I know like this is so random, but the reason why I gotta talk to you about it because I was a chronic sneaker outer. Like no, bro, you don't understand. Like I was so chronic that my mom would put baby powder outside of my window, and she caught me because she would find my footsteps. So, did your mama who was in the room ever catch your ass sneaking out?
But okay, I couldn't when we were living in New York because we were in the same room. But the thing is about my house is it's very old.
And you can hear the creaks.
And you can hear the creaks of the footsteps of the thing. So I had to remember where each place would creak. Each wood block, like where each wood plank would creak.
Oh, wow.
And not to step on that specific wood plank.
That's talent, girl. That's talent.
It was talent, let me tell you. And then the doors would also creak, so I'd be like, and then I stop, and then I go, and then I would wait a little bit, and I'd be like,
I thought I
too loud, I had to stop again.
Dang! But those days are over. Now your mom just lets you go out, right?
Yeah, and plus the back door doesn't creak as much. She's in the room, but yes, I'm 18 now, so she can't ground me.
That's funny. Because like, Mama, I'm 18 years old now.
I think it depends on what the looks I'm getting right now.
So, I mean, welcome to Miami. This is not your first time here, is it?
No, this is. I've spent like a month here.
Really?
A month and a half, I think, recording music.
There we go. So did you get any inspiration from our city?
Oh, yeah.
Right? The palm trees, the waves, the poppies.
I felt those Caribbean vibes, and like
It's a vibe,
I was
right?
working with a lot of like Dominicans and like a lot of Boricuas and like
Boricua.
people who just kind of Boricua, and they just kind of like they have this energy about them that's just like it's always a party, it's always a celebration, life is a celebration, and like I just loved working. You just don't get that in LA, you know, unless people fly out from Miami to LA to the session.
I'm glad. I like the way you describe Miami because exactly in that little ball is exactly what we are. The energy, the vibe, and it's a celebration. It is.
It really is. Yeah.
Have you had Cuban coffee?
I have. I've
There we
had a
go.
little
Good job.
cafecito
Good.
cubano.
There we go.
But I heard that you had for the first time key lime pie.
So I've had key lime pie before. But it really doesn't beat key lime pie here. And like, let me tell you.
Tell me.
The graham cracker crust with the special like cream at the top, and then you even drizzle it with some cranberry sauce on the top, and it's just.
Okay, I'm starving
Chef's
now.
kiss.
Like I got a sweet tooth right now.
I always have a sweet tooth. You saw me walk in here with the gelato.
I know this girl. Yeah, you were eating gelato, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this girl was going in. She was
And
going
cream, you know, there's always the option to go with the fruity sorbet, but I couldn't deny myself the chocolate.
Well, thank you for stopping by and showing us love and stopping by Power 96. A lot of people were excited to see you. Everybody's on the hall like, oh, is Dora here? Oh, she's singing now. Wow. So everybody's excited about what you're doing. So good for you. And keep doing you and keep being strong. And don't let anybody try to step on your toes, girl.
It'll be fun. It's going to be a good time.
Isabela Merced hanging out with Evie and Alicia on Power 96. Yay.
I want one of those. I want a sound effect for my life.